So we've learned how to multiply polynomials. Now we need to add in some words and bring out the word problems. So on your notes here, you'll notice we've got 3 practice problems to try. The first one, just getting us into it a little bit, says I'm thinking of 2 numbers. One is 7 less than a number. The other is 2 greater than the same number. Write an expression for each number and then find their product. So a couple things to note. First, they ask us to write an expression for each number. Expression, remember, is just, it could be a monomial, binomial, something like that, but it's not an equation, meaning there's no equal to. The other thing I take notice to, another key word, is product. And what does product mean in math? Well, product is the word that implies we need to multiply here. So basically, we're going to write each expression as you see over here. They're asking for them right here. And then we're going to multiply them together to produce the product. So if we read back through, the first number is one of the numbers is 7 less than a number. So let's start by calling the number our traditional variable x. And then if we want the number to be 7 less than x, then less than, there obviously is an inequality sign for that, but here we're talking about adding and subtracting. So less implies subtract. What we have to be careful of is that it appears it should go this way, but if we want 7 less than x, so let's say that x is 10. It may or may not be, but let's say that it's 10. If we want 7 less than 10, that doesn't mean we take 7 minus 10. It means we take 10 and we subtract 7 from it. So what we have to do here is actually reverse these, and our first expression is going to be x minus 7. Now, the other one says it's 2 greater than the same number. That's important because that means we're still using x greater than, again, there's an inequality sign, but now it means we're adding on, and we're adding 2. And in this case, it doesn't matter. Since it's addition, it's what we call commutative, meaning we can reverse the order. I'm going to write it the way that we have it here and do 2 plus x. If you wrote x plus 2, same thing. Now, product means we're going to multiply those together. Important here, we need to use parentheses. So x minus 7 times 2 plus x, quantity times quantity. And in this case, now it looks like that FOIL box problem. So whatever your preference is, go ahead and pause and multiply those together, and then come back and check in the video. All right, and you should have gotten x squared minus 5x minus 14 for your final answer. All right, example 2. So now we're stepping it up a notch. We're talking about an actual real life situation. So Mary's current office space is a square. Her new office will be 4 feet wider and 6 feet longer. Write an expression for the new length and new width. Then write a simplified expression to represent the area of her new office. So again, some key words. Again, they're using the word expression. So when we find the new length and new width, we're going to write like that x plus a number, x minus number, something like that. And they also want us to find the area this time. So if her current office space is a square, new one is going to be 4 feet wider, 6 feet longer. We're looking for something box-like. How do we find area? Well, we take length times width. So down here, I'm just going to write that as a reminder. But again, that's the key word that's telling us we're going to be multiplying polynomials here. Now, if her current office space is a square, what does that mean? What does that tell us? What do we know about squares? Well, hopefully you recalled that a square means that all 4 sides are the same. They didn't tell us what that side length was, so if I just quickly draw a square over here, since we don't know the length and the width, we can call them all a variable, and in this case, it's all 4 the same because it's a square, so they're all going to be x. So basically, they're telling us take x and do whatever the next thing tells us. So it's going to be 4 feet wider, so the new width is 4 feet in addition to that, so x plus 4. And 6 feet longer, so again, it's getting bigger, so we're going to take x and add on 6. So here again, pause the video, multiply those 2 things together for the new area. All right, and whether you did box or FOIL, final answer in simplified form, x squared plus 10x plus 24. All right, I want you to try it all out on your own for number 3, and then come back to the video for the explanation. All right, so again, we're working with a square here. Nate's bedroom is currently a square, and he's getting his bedroom renovated to give him more space. The length will be 2 times as long, but the width will be 3 feet shorter. So a little bit different dimensions this time around. And same rules as before, find an expression for the new length and width. But did you notice that they want perimeter this time? So this was a little bit different throwback. I'm going to make a note here. We are also going to find the area, even though they didn't ask for it, because I'm betting a lot of you probably did. But first and foremost, we need those lengths and widths. So the new length of his bedroom is supposed to be 2 times as long. So that's an interesting word, 2 times as long. If you wrote 2 times, again, we're working with that length we don't know from the square of x, you would have been correct. If you tried to write 2 plus x, that's along the right track because we're adding to it, but they did throw us a loop here with the 2x instead of a 2 plus or minus something. Now, the width, however, is getting shorter, so we're going to take x, the original width, and we're going to subtract 3. So our new dimensions are 2x and x minus 3. Now, if you read closely and you found perimeter, remember that perimeter is adding up all of the sides. So really, that would be 2x plus 2x for the 2 lengths, and then x minus 3 plus another x minus 3 for the 4 sides altogether. And then we just combine like terms. So we've got, let's see, 6x's total and negative 6 as our constant. If instead you misread that direction and found area, which again, I assume a lot of you probably did, and that's okay. We're multiplying here, so you'd take 2x times the x minus 3, and in this case, you can just distribute. So we'd get 2x squared minus 6x.